Today we're going to talk about the foolishness of the news on this hurricane that came to the great state of Maine. I don't know, what are they calling it, Lee? Hurricane.lee? Well, it's supposedly going on today, but you couldn't tell it outdoors. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. So I guess I better hurry up and get here. I'm saying that to poke fun at the news, because the way it's looking right now, I don't watch the news. I didn't even hear about this hurricane until about 4 days ago, when I pulled in to get gasoline and everybody's filling up 5-gallon jugs and vehicles, and every place I've been since. And it's, I just checked with my wife up there, see if anything major is going on around the state, and she said so far she can't find anything. So anyways, here's another opportunity for the news to whip everybody up into a frenzy about the great hurricane that's coming to the great state of Maine. Holy smokes. I don't know, probably about 2 days ago I watched a 2-minute weather forecast on YouTube. It was one of the Channel 8 we have here. They have just a little 2-minute news clip on this hurricane. I didn't listen to a word the guy was saying, because I figure that's probably about the 100th time they probably have showed that hurricane crap. But what I watched, what I looked for was the map he had, and it showed the trajectory of the hurricane, and it looked like it was way out to sea and going to miss the Gulf of Maine pretty much clean shot. Now it did show it coming ashore up in Nova Scotia, so I hope you guys, I know I got some viewers from Nova Scotia, I hope you guys aren't getting hit too badly, but it looked like by the time it got to you it was going to be a strong, windstorm. So I hope that's what it is. I hope you're not getting hit with any more than just a strong windstorm. But that's why I stopped watching the news, because you can't believe a word they say. They whip everybody up into a frenzy. I don't care. Well, I guess what we heard this morning, I talked to my sister-in-law, find out. I called her up and made sure she wasn't being blown away by the great hurricane. We had a little fun going back and forth last couple of days. But anyways, I guess the weather that she had caught was, it's no more than a northeaster at this point, which is basically a snowstorm. Without the snow, I guess, at high winds. But we're not even getting high winds out here. The biggest thing going on around here right now is the pine cones falling off the pine trees, landing on my roof. That's about all I'm hearing, and we got no rain to speak of at this point. Now, hey, it's what? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. Hey, things could change by the time I get this thing uploaded tonight for you guys tomorrow, but that's there are no words for how disgusted I am with news, media, and just everything when it comes to news in this state and probably across the country. You know, I pulled in to get gas yesterday at a little tiny gas station. 3-4 vehicles there filling up with 5-gallon cans. Grocery store, the same deal from what I gathered, was pretty much mobbed the last couple of days. From what I've heard and seen, I guess. But foolishness, foolishness, foolishness when it comes to the news media. Shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. And then they wonder why people don't listen. Why listen? It's, from what I've gathered, this stuff been talked about for the last 2 weeks. You know, here it comes, I guess. So who knows when they started watching it. But down here working in the shop anyways, I wanted to have a little rant on this, just because, no more than that, but it did make for a good day to come into the shop here, and I got a dozen more traps I need to get ready before I start. I'm going to dye them and all of that, boil them and all that, so I got a dozen more to make legal for the state of Maine. So it does make for a good day to hang out down here in the shop, make a video for you guys so I can upload it for tomorrow. But it's just, you know, leave it in the comments if you've got any anything about the meteor in this storm, for what you saw ahead of time, because like I said, I haven't watched the news in almost 3 years. I haven't caught a weather forecast in almost 3 years. We don't even have it on our television now. I don't even know if we could bring in the local stations now, just because I gave up on them through all this crap. Basically, since COVID, I know we ain't supposed to say that, but they really started lying to us back on COVID. And according to this great hurricane that came to the great state of Maine, the lying has still going on. Anything for ratings, I guess. But anyways, if you're still here, thank you. Maybe you're wondering what's here on the table. Well, this is this week's find on eBay. There is a dozen drag hooks here with chains, everything, all kinds of parts and pieces. I got that on eBay. I got the whole pile, a dozen hooks and chains for $23. Now, to me, that's a deal. Now, I don't plan on using these in the woods, other than I do have a couple of spots, especially where I know some raccoons are hanging out that are close to the snowmobile trail, so I would want them to drag it off out to get off the snowmobile trail. But my thought in purchasing these for $23, if I could get them for a low price, and I did. Nobody else, I had 2 or 3 people bidding on it, and then at the last minute they stopped bidding on it, so I got them for $23. But my plan is, I've already got a couple, maybe you can see them hanging behind me. I got some traps hanging from the ceiling. So my idea was to get the pile, still have the parts and pieces for chains, for fox traps, raccoon traps, stuff like that. But then hang the hook from my ceiling for hanging a half a dozen traps on each side. So that was really my idea in purchasing these, is they will hang nice from my wooden ceiling up here for putting traps on. So, I know a couple guys out there did a lot of trapping. Enos is one of them. How do you like that idea, Enos? Enos has been a part of the channel for a long time. He's found me a lot of stuff over the years. He found me the pipe staging, and then he sent us gifts and stuff like that over the years. So I can't thank him enough. But Enos sent me an email the other day, and he's a retired trapper, and he was a Maine trapper for more than 40 years. I know he lives in Maine, so I'm guessing he was a Maine trapper, but I just think, what a story to tell. Somebody that trapped in the state of Maine for that many years, especially going back, because a lot of laws have changed over the last 40 years. So, the stories that you must have, Enos, from the way it used to be. So anyways, have a cup of coffee with me. I will see you next week. And thanks a lot for coming along for this half rant, half trap video. So, I'll see you next week.